The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
Healthy Lifestyle with Lori Anne is brought to you by Northwell Health. Visit them online at northwell.edu. Well, welcome to Healthy Lifestyle with LA with Lori Anne. I am Lori Anne Casdia. Our goal here at Healthy Lifestyle is to, say it along with me, inspire, educate, and empower you to fulfill a healthy, emotional, and spiritual life so you can feel empowered to live the life you have always wanted and dreamed. Yes, it is so true. This is the third Tuesday of the month. And what does that mean? Our N2 crew is here. Hi. We have Linda Marie Paul and Vince Perrotta. And, Linda Marie just took out the mic. Awesome. And we are live on Facebook. Not only that, but we're excited to say that we have the great Courtney Boom Crockett on the line, calling in our traveling cocktailian to help us with Tequila May. Welcome to the show, Courtney.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, absolutely our pleasure. So because of May and because of Cinco de Mayo, we decided to have this day to celebrate tequila. So we are having wonderful margaritas, I might say. I did make it with añejo tequila. So what is tequila, Courtney? You are the queen behind this.
I mean, tequila, besides just a big bottle of deliciousness.
Yes.
We concur.
So this is actually probably one of my favorite spirits on the planet because it is just steeped in mythology and romance and history and culture and all of the beautiful things that are imparted onto the spirit. Starting off with like a mythology from ancient Aztec, where there's a love story and a lost love, and the gods saw the love mourning his lost love and gave him agave to help ease his pain.
Oh, wow. That sounds like Vince's life.
I didn't know you were supposed to drink it, though. I didn't.
Drink to ease your pain. Doesn't that sound like you?
Hence drinking every day.
We've been really very good. Do you want us?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
It's like the MMA.
They're being very polite for you, Courtney.
Hey, Lori, you should know me better than that. You never should threaten me with a good time.
And that's why we invited you on with this crew, because they have that same philosophy. So, if you could just speak a little louder too, we're just having a little hard time hearing you. There you go. So that's really interesting that the agave plant was used. So tell us the difference between Blanco and Reposado and Añejo.
And gold.
Essentially what you're dealing with ages. Anytime you're doing it with a Blanco or a Plata, you're doing it something that's considered unaged, which is anything less than 30 days in a barrel.
So like Vince, unaged.
I spent 30 days in a barrel.
Different kind of barrel, different conversation. And that involved bourbon or scotch.
This is why we don't pour mixed drinks at this usually.
So go ahead, Courtney.
So, once you start moving into Reposado, that just means rested, and that means anywhere from like 30 days to a year.
Okay.
Anything from a year to 3 is considered an añejo, and anything 3 years or older is an extra añejo, and it can go as high up as 15, 20, 25, 30 years, just like a scotch.
Well, some of these tequilas I saw are some pretty big price ranges on them now, $1,500, $2,300. Oh. Actually, I saw one, I think it was almost $3,500 for a bottle.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
you can get into some really, really, really big money when you're dealing with tequila. I mean, like I said, for one, you have limited import, which, you have your major brands, but when you start getting into some of these very specialized bottles, they can get super pricey. But you're also looking at, again, this history, this culture, this life that's imparted onto the spirit. I mean, there's so much of a story that is told every time you open up a bottle of agave. And that's mezcal, that's, going into even some other ones that we're going to get to talk about later on in the show too.
Awesome. I can't wait. And I hope you brought some of your fabulous recipes that we'll share online and today. But So, Linda Marie, tequila. What are your thoughts?
Don't make fun of me.
All right, that'll be difficult, but I'll try.
My favorite way to have a margarita. I love tequila, so I'm a very big tequila lover. There's a gentleman who started a tequila company. It's called Montequila, and he's such a great guy, and his name is Simon. He's based out of the Hamptons. He's out of Amagansett, and again, it's called Montequila, and it's delicious, and he's such a good person. And the same thing, he just wanted to honor the product and the way it's prepared, and so he started this business a few years ago, and he's doing really well. But for me, I like Jose Cuervo Gold. I like fresh lime juice. I like to pick strawberries or blueberries or raspberries out of the garden as they start to grow.
I like
muddle
long
them.
walks on the beach.
I do, but that's where I have them. And then with a little Grand Marnier, and I just shake it and just yumminess.
That sounds really yummy.
So people make fun of me, especially if I go to a bar and I ask for margarita with Jose Cuervo Gold, and they have to look for it. But it's just so good. I just love the taste. I like how it tastes. It just reminds me of, years ago when we used to make it. We used to just hang out on the beach and drink margaritas, and just delicious.
Yeah.
And just go pick fresh fruit.
If you were looking at the different categories of tequila, the Cuervo Gold would actually be considered like a mixto, which means, whereas tequila is, in order for it to be considered tequila, it's got to be 100% Blue Weber agave. Mm-hmm. A mixto is the only one that they allow that's kind of like this specialized category for, and it just means it has to be 51%, and the rest can be pretty much whatever they want to put in there.
So what are they putting in there? It's a completely different taste. It's not as clean and
crisp. It could be caramel colors with with any kind of just like base grain spirit. It's considered probably. It's all about your taste. If you like it, drink it. But if you're drinking it, like a lot of people who have a problem with tequila, who are like, I can't drink it, it makes me sick or whatever, it's because of that. And it's not really the tequila that's making them sick.
It's what they put in it.
Right, with the tequila that's probably making them sick. So I would suggest to your friend, if she likes the gold, if you just get the Jose Cuervo Tradicional, which is just the Plata, it is a fantastic tequila. For anybody's back bar. It's a very, very inexpensive, very accessible to everybody. Yep. It has a lot of those flavor notes that she likes from the Jose Cuervo. It's just missing the gold part, which is the
coloring,
if you will.
Yeah. But I love all levels of tequila. It's so yummy. It's wonderful when you go to a bar or a Mexican restaurant where you can really have the opportunity to try so many different things that you wouldn't have. You'd be not really willing to buy an expensive bottle of tequila just in case you're not going to enjoy it or not like it, but to sit and then to kind of just do flights, and it really just helps you to develop your palate.
Anytime you can do flights, and any good restaurant that specialize, with a tequila or curated a tequila selection, they'll be more than happy to show you the difference between a Blanco, a Reposado, and a Añejo, and explain the difference to you, or even, 3 different Blancos from, that are in different parts of Jalisco that have different flavor compositions. That's another thing about tequila that a lot of people are unaware of, is that because of the time the agave spends in the ground, you're talking anywhere between 5 to 12 years, depending. It really pulls from the earth. It's one of the only distillates that will take on a terroir like a wine will. So you can, and the mezcal, the agave plant itself, is really what adds to that. Like I said, that romance and that history. Because when it's coming to you, that agave plant's been in the ground for a decade. It's imparting a memory onto you when you taste that for the first time.
How beautiful.
So if you're a novice to tequila,
Are you saying you're a novice?
I've never done this before.
He would never admit that.
You are a smart lady. Admit nothing. So let's say that you're a novice to tequila and you really want to start to expand your palate, get to know tequila. What would you recommend? Great starting drink for somebody like that.
To be honest, the margarita in its base form. I think a lot of people have the margaritas that they drink growing up, the sweet and sour mix and all of that stuff really kind of masked that tequila. When you make a margarita with just lime juice and orange liqueur, whether that be triple sec or curacao or Cointreau, whatever you want to use, and a just nice Blanco tequila, you really get a chance to highlight those nuances that exist in that spirit. The reason why that composition was put together and it took off the way it did was because of how perfectly balanced it is and how it really helps to highlight those tasting notes, those flavor notes that exist in the terroir of that tequila.
So is the agave plant used in other ways?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're looking at now, so they have this thing where it's like, let's see if I remember this correctly. Yeah, all tequila is mezcal, but not all mezcal is tequila. And the reason they say that is that mezcal is considered kind of like the grandfather spirit. And it's only considered that because it can be made with a multitude of different varietals of agave. Right. Whereas tequila is very structured, it's regulated, and it's only made with Blue Weber agave. That's it.
Oh, that's
hands down.
So cool.
So you have, running 200 different varietals of agave that grow anywhere, in the world. So
who claims that they have the best soil to make that grows the best plant?
Oh, I don't even know. I wouldn't even begin to imagine either of them would say anything like that because both of them are so different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In the meantime, Linda Marie, let's not pass over this beautiful food that you made for us. Tell us what we have. Gone. Well, that's why you can't pass over it. Tell everybody what you did and what you made, because this corn, whatever it is so yummy.
Now this is really unfair. So you guys are drinking margaritas and eating food.
Yeah, Linda Marie is an exquisite cook, and she also has a company which is
Events by Linda Marie.
Thank you. There you go.
I had no idea the level of your sadistic tendencies, Lori.
Yeah, she's mean. I would have shipped it to you, just so you know. She would have given me your address. She was like, no, when she comes.
Right, that conversation never happened, but we could just go with that.
So guacamole looks great after 6 days in heat.
Yeah.
Really is
pretty
beautiful.
Guacamole in the mail. Oof.
Say it again, Boom Boom. I love your name, by the way.
It's Boom Boom, cute. Not Boo Boo.
I said Boom Boom.
Oh,
I had tequila.
When I come out there this summer, we're gonna have to rectify that.
Yeah. Could you come like the last 2 weeks in August? That would be a really good time to come. Don't you think?
Oh, that'd be great, because
we're third week and then the next week.
The last week in August, we're all going to be out on Davis Park, and we're going to be doing the radio show live from Davis Park, and that's going to be quite the show. If you think these are crazy, that's going to be even a little crazier. And yes, you're coming out, Michael.
Yes,
so don't just stare at me. That's going to happen.
and we'll practice flights. You can educate us there. In the sea. We'll just take the salt.
We'll talk about dates.
Sounds good. I'll just take the ocean water and I'll let it dry naturally, and that's how we'll salt the rim of the glasses.
Okay, would you explain what you made today, you crazy loon?
So I've had a really crazy week, and I wasn't sure what I was going to be able to do. And I told Lori, and I was going to feel defeated, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm really just going to pick up guacamole and salsa somewhere. So I called. But of course, I called in advance because who's allergic to cilantro, Lori Anne? I don't even know how you eat Mexican food without cilantro. But
you say to them, please no cilantro. It's really easy.
So I said, you put cilantro in your food. They said yes. And I said, well, can you make it without it? And she said no. And I said something else than that. So I ran to the supermarket and who has soft...
dogs are running towards us right now, right?
You know who has soft avocados right now? Nobody. I went to like 3 stores. Everyone had firm avocados.
This is a great story.
And I was like, I need it for the morning. Well, to try to make guacamole with a hard avocado.
I got nothing. Just keep going. You and your hard avocados. Oh, we're going to need some filler now because our hard avocado is going to hold her back.
You're going to jump in.
I have another question. I'm going to go back to margaritas because I like that they serve them always in those very large glasses that have handles.
Yes.
That's what I find most appealing about margaritas.
That they're having, do you need to step outside? Are you okay, Linda Marie? We've lost Linda Marie.
She's sucking the oxygen out of the room.
It was laughing so hard. I just had to mute all of it out because I couldn't stop laughing at you guys.
I heard you boom, boom.
Oh, my God.
So
Okay, wait. And
The story
wait,
continues.
Vince had a question for Courtney.
That's right.
And it's back to
and
Linda
then I
Marie.
couldn't find soft mangoes. It was so hard.
She had hard avocados and soft mangoes.
Thank God I had some at the house.
That sounds like a personal
So
problem.
I said, you know what? I'm going to make.
What was his name?
What did Courtney say? Courtney, what did you say?
I said, I feel like that's a T-shirt.
Hard avocados and soft mangoes.
I love that. Text that to me right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ship has been lost.
I missed the whole 5 whole
It
minutes.
took us a while to go off the cliff. That was pretty good this time.
I know. That wasn't bad for us. 25 minutes in and we're good.
I think I'm going to make everything
All
like
right,
now
all right.
MMA, and it's going to be like
We're
the.
talk about margaritas.
We love margaritas. I told you I like tequila. So I went around the house and I wanted to see what
You know, we only have 5 minutes to break, so speed the story up there, darling.
I did corn. I did fresh corn. I did a fresh mango, garlic, red onion, lime juice.
Is this like a chutney?
Salt, pepper. It's kind of like it's a corn salsa.
Oh my God, it's so good.
And then I had peppers in the house, so I did an orange pepper, a red pepper, yellow pepper, and I made
You like
a
to be a
corn
pepper
mango
too?
salsa. And then I had shrimp. I bought shrimp, and I was like, oh, I'll do something with shrimp.
There's
and
shrimp in here?
And yeah. So then what I did is I make a really good fajita mix for seafood, and I happen to have some left over, thank God, because it's like 14, 15, 17 different spices. So I had enough.
Oh,
So
wow.
I bought shrimp. I put it on the shrimp. I seared the shrimp, and then I chopped it up, and then I did a
I didn't
plant.
get any shrimp.
Yes, you did. It was in the avocado. So.
Oh, it's
Well,
in the
I have more for
avocado.
you.
That's the chunky part.
Yeah. So I seared them, I chopped them, avocado. They're awful here, boom.
Sorry.
Boom.
No.
And then I stuffed them in an avocado shell, and we did Boston wraps
Why do you
and
keep
chips.
losing your bottom?
Oh, yeah.
Vince keeps losing his bottom.
Thank God this show is just from the waist up. Because that's really a problem for me.
Oh, my God. Right, Ben?
I can't wait for you to come up here to have a bartender and the.
I know.
This is only going to get better.
So the bottom of his glass, to be very
Bottom of my
clear,
what?
your glass,
Glass.
glass.
The G is emphasized.
Pronunciation is necessary.
It is on the floor.
Just keeps falling off,
His
and he's
bottoms
the
are on
only
the
one
floor.
who keeps losing his bottom. So I don't understand.
And what I'm upset about is she's the only one noticing. I've been doing this for 20 minutes.
I notice everything. I'm a
The
mom.
airport is a little emptier at the moment.
We're in a glass room. You would think there's a crowd. No, people are
Someone
leaving.
would come to the door. They're like, they put the mask over their eyes.
So Vince, you had a question for Courtney?
Wait. What's your favorite food?
Oh my God,
It's about the guest.
Yes, it is.
Courtney,
She
what's
fell
your
over.
favorite food?
She just had an
Oh,
accident.
my favorite food.
Yeah, she lost her bottom.
I don't even know that I have one, honestly. Sandwiches. I realize that every culture has a sandwich.
All right, so we'll have to make you a nice Italian sandwich when you come.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Oh my
Come on
gosh.
now.
Super
That's gonna be
sata.
like one of the first things. Yeah, we'll just do like rolls and sandwiches everywhere.
Okay, just don't call it a hoagie when you come here.
Why would I do that?
Okay, good, because some people do. But not, and in that part of the country, it's called a hoagie.
Yeah, in that part of the country, they call it a hoagie.
Yeah.
We call them heroes.
Yeah.
And what part of the
Sandwiches.
country?
You're
From
a part of the
Philly.
country?
I've never called a sandwich a hoagie in my life.
What did you say, sandwich?
A sandwich. No.
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Any kind of sandwich a hoagie.
That's where the
sandwiches.
accent comes in. It's like-
So where are you originally from?
I know you're in Oklahoma now, but you definitely have that Kansas City accent, my girl.
Oh, girl, wait till I get up there. I'll be there for 5 minutes, and it'll sound like I'm...
There was a little California with the there.
Nobody can ever figure out where I'm from. Like, I've had Pennsylvania, I've had California, I've had all over the country, and I'm like, I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like,
I used to go to Tulsa all the time. Yes,
that's where I was born and raised.
I love Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was really nice. My favorite story about Tulsa, true story. I worked with somebody.
Somewhere over the rainbow?
It's a long. Yeah.
Dorothy?
Well, it's
No?
1 minute
She
35
clicks her
seconds.
heels.
You might
Here I
want
am.
to. You might want to
Speed up that story.
It's a 30-second story. So We pull into this parking lot, and the woman I was working with literally turns the car off and leaves the keys in the car with the windows down and gets out to walk away. And I go, what are you doing?
Right.
She's like, we're going in the store. I go, take the keys out of the car, close the window.
Lock it up.
She's now, I'm a Bronx boy, okay? So like if you walk out of the car, you don't even need to leave the keys. The windows are down, the car won't be there.
Right.
You don't even have to get out of the car.
She left the keys in the car and went inside the store. We come out about an hour later. The windows are down. The keys are in the car. I'm like, this is the most amazing place in the world. I'm thinking by the time we come out, the car's going to be up on blocks, the wheels are gone, or the car's gone. Nothing.
They thought he was just telling stories when he went back to the Bronx.
I came home from, I can't remember where I was. I was in Kansas City. I had to drive up there to finish closing on my house, and I was driving back.
Congratulations.
And I come back. Thank you. I came back and I left my car here. I took a rental car and I went to get something out of the car, and my husband had just thrown the keys on the dash and just left it in the driveway.
It's amazing. And the people
granted, my car isn't anything that anybody would want, but at the same time, being from Kansas City, or being in Kansas City as long as it was, I was like, that would have been a crime of opportunity. Like, that car was gone.
Nicest people in the world.
Maybe 20 minutes. They might have left it, watched it for 20 minutes to see if anybody came back and got in. But other than that,
That's so funny. Well, you are listening to Healthy Lifestyle with Lori Anne and the N2 crew with the great Courtney Boom Crockett on. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
See you soon.
Well, welcome back to Healthy Lifestyle with Lori Anne. I am Lori Anne. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas you'd like to share with us, please email us at healthylifestylewithla@gmail.com, or of course follow us on social media. You should do that anyway at Healthy Lifestyle with LA. We're on Insta, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn. You can find us out there. We are there. So I hope you're enjoying the show. We have our special guest Courtney Boom Crockett, who is our traveling cocktailian, calling in and joining the N2 crew. The N2 crew, we are having a beautiful lunch that Linda Marie has made for us, which is wonderful. Linda Marie, with a mouthful of food. So you were explaining what you made for us.
You don't really care why you ask.
I do, because I love the Courtney chutney or Courtney salsa.
It's called corn. Your guess, Courtney.
Oh, that's Courtney.
We renamed it for her, but
let me just finish my tequila.
I named it for you, Courtney, today.
The Courtney corn salsa.
It'll make a reprise in August.
So could you just tell us what you made? And you made a guac, especially for me too, because you used no cilantro because I'm highly allergic.
I know, but I really wanted to see it happen. But we're really far away.
You and
from the
Vince.
hospital.
Vince was like, what does that look like?
I was just imagining she just like, I think I remember the show. It was with Eddie Murphy, and he was very overweight and then became very skinny.
Yes.
He took some sort of thing, and then while it was starting to wear off, all of a sudden he started like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
See, I
it
was
was a
thinking
takeoff of a Jerry Lewis movie, actually.
I think you're thinking of The Nutty Professor.
Yes, it was a takeoff of a Jerry Lewis movie. And Jerry Lewis used to be one of my favorites.
Right. That was the original. Yeah.
Yeah, but the better scene I was thinking about was, in Hitch with Will Smith.
Oh, that's
Right.
you.
I love Hitch. Yes.
Isn't that a great movie?
That's
Okay.
more like what it looks like. No,
Can we watch?
you cannot. Could you explain what you made so we can go back to the beautiful
talked about
Courtney?
it already.
But you didn't talk about. Did you talk about
I think I talked about it.
your salt, the avocado,
I thought the avocado.
the guac?
actually,
That's the word I was
Right.
looking for. You put shrimp in your guac.
I did
All I can hear is Courtney laughing.
because she listened to me, but nobody else did.
She
was
opened
I-
up her own bottle of tequila.
Was I answering our comments on Facebook? I'm sorry. So Courtney, back to you. So what is a TIP program, and how does it help with sustainability?
So TIP is called the Tequila Interchange Project, and
I like it already.
it's a group. Yes, it's a group of people kind of running the game. It's not necessarily people who are with government or anything. It's more or less a nonprofit consumer advocacy made up of people, bartenders and consumers and people who work in the industry and work within the distillery and all that stuff to make sure that the agave being distilled, the spirits, are preserved and sustainable in a traditional manner. For a while, there was an issue with farmers not getting the money that they were that they deserved. Because, I mean, like I said, you've got to think about it in the sense that these plants are going into the ground, but it's going to be a decade before they're harvested.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of investment that you're making, and that's a lot of, like hoping that the market is sustainable enough.
Oh, it's sustainable.
Yeah. Exactly.
I will make sure it's sustainable.
But it's because of things like that we're keeping it sustainable, because there was a period of time where these large producers were finding ways around kind of paying their bills, and then they were sending this stuff off and making, super, super, super large amounts of money and not putting that money back into their back into the culture and back into the communities in which they so depended upon. And so we kind of called them out on that. Was like, you guys can't do this. Like, if we're going to continue to carry your product, and if we're going to continue to support your production, then you better make sure that you're taking care of the people that are getting us this product to begin with.
I love that.
And a lot of companies started listening, and rightly so. And so this is a big thing that a lot of the support and make sure that we continue to keep moving forward, so that those people who have been doing this for generation upon generation can continue to do so, and train the next generation to learn it as well.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. I think that is something that we all need to pay attention to in all different agricultures, is that we
Absolutely.
are such a world now that we just consume so much, and then we're not preparing for tomorrow and taking care of the people who brought it to us. So I love that you guys are doing that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's similar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one of the small things as a consumer-driven society. It's one of the small things that we can do as consumers to be like, if we're going to take a stand and make you accountable for for the way that you produce for us, if you don't do that, then we can give it to someone else who will. And I think,
beautiful.
That's one of the best things about that driven society is we think we don't have a voice, but in actuality, our voice is the one that's being heard the most.
Yeah.
So,
well,
and that really, the nice thing is that really leads to, when you make it sustainable and supported, everybody gets a chance, everybody does, well, everybody's successful. And I think along that lines, one of the things that really would help is, can you give us an idea, like if you think about a tequila cocktail, right? And we thought about, I've always heard about the Paloma Margarita.
So popular.
It's one of my favorite.
Oh, is it? What goes into that? How would we make that?
So Palomas are in fact, it's so funny. I was just looking at the history of it, like the fact that we really don't know what the history of it is. Some of these cocktails have such great origin stories, but like any story, you never let facts get in the way of a good story, right?
Yes, exactly.
So with the Paloma,
We know a lot of people like that recently. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wait, what?
Not allowing facts to get in the way of the story.
So my salsa has corn.
Not about you, Linda Marie. Go ahead. Back to you, Courtney.
right? It's not about you, Linda Marie.
I can't wait for you to come.
So back in the 40s, 50s in Mexico, they started doing these things called, if I can pronounce this, I hope I don't, it's chingorongo. And it was basically what all that meant was taking tequila and mixing it with a soda, whether it's Coke or soda water or whatever the case may be, kind of like a highball with tequila.
That's crazy.
But used in a number of with a number of different kinds of sodas. So Squirt basically started.
It was a lemon lime soda.
Okay.
I'm just bringing them up to speed.
What a squirt is?
Yeah.
Lemon lime soda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grapefruit is
Oh, grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Forgive me.
Yeah. No. That's the whole reason behind the Paloma is that it's fresh grapefruit juice, squeeze a lime, a little bit of simple tequila, and then you top it off with either a grapefruit soda or soda water, and you put a little bit more grapefruit juice in there. It's a grapefruit base.
That sounds really good.
Kind of like a margarita, if you will.
Can I use my Young Living grapefruit essential oil?
I mean,
It's vitality, so
It's the essence of it.
it is, yeah. So the vitality
That would be
line in Young
amazing.
Living, it's edible, so you can ingest it.
Then douche, absolutely.
Yeah, because I just started cooking with that whole line, so it's really cool.
So, I mean, grapefruit bitters is good in there.
Yeah.
My favorite way to make it is I do a traditional Paloma build, which is 2 ounces of tequila, half ounce of lime, ½ ounce of simple, about 2 ounces of grapefruit juice.
Yum.
Shake it up and pour it in a tall glass. And then I love Stiegl Radlers, which I know sounds crazy. I don't know if you guys have those.
What is that?
Like, Stiegl Radler is basically a German version of a shandy. It's like a little bit of beer with grapefruit soda, and it is the most delicious, refreshing thing on the planet.
I love the grapefruit beer that's out now.
I would top mine with a Stiegl Radler, and it was just
It's delicious.
the best on the patio. Like I could just.
It comes in like a cute little glass jar that has orange on it or grapefruit color.
Yep.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, Lori Anne knows how to make simple syrup. You can ask her.
Oh, you're so fresh. So here's the story, Courtney, on that. She's so fresh. It's just like, and these are my friends, people. So we were texting one another because we were doing something, and she asked me about simple syrup, and I was like, yeah, well, you can make it, and I give her the recipe of simple syrup, and I could actually. I live in Suffolk County on Long Island, and she lives in Nassau County, and I think I heard her from my house laughing at me because I was like, you need to get like a cup of water and a cup of sugar. And then and she's like, really? And I'm thinking that she doesn't know and she's just laughing at me. So yes, I do know the recipe. I can make it, and I can even make it with agave. So pipe down, you.
Bait her.
I happen to be the only professional simple syrup maker.
Real crazy one of these days, and she's gonna throw some honey in there, and it's gonna throw all you guys.
Oh no, that just will throw me off. You'll have to be in to help guide me. I need a spotter on that.
You're gonna have to write
I
that
am a
recipe
honey
down.
girl.
Honey syrup when I'm in town, we'll make bees knees.
So
bees
Vince
knees.
actually is a certified simple syrup maker.
Yes, I am
you
a
are?
I am a serious simple syrup person.
I've done some with rosemary.
I thought he just stopped at simple, but I was mistaken by that.
I can throw my voice. It comes out of Linda. No, but in pharmacy school, I went to school
that's
to be a
right.
pharmacist.
Yeah,
You had to
you can compound?
Yes, I can compound. And the only thing
He's
is
good
we
with
use,
drugs.
That's right. Well, I was going to say when we made a simple syrup, we put codeine in it, but I'm sure tequila is really good
quite
too.
the fun part.
It was great. You know,
It's very chill.
The only
That
reason I
explains so much, doesn't it, Linda Marie?
Trust me, I'm a professional.
What we're not sure.
I heard that there's now I love an old fashioned. I love a good bourbon old fashioned.
yes.
Now, is it true that you can make an old fashioned with tequila?
Stop it.
Most certainly you can. I was going to tell you about my Oaxacan old fashioned, actually.
Oh wait, can you say that word again?
I make mine with mezcal, but you can definitely do it with tequila.
But what do you call it?
Oaxaca?
It's a Oaxacan.
Oaxacan. Oh, that's hard to say. That's a sobriety test for sure. If you could say the name of the drink, you could have another one.
Oaxaca is the state where mezcal is
Oh, okay.
from. So it's called a Oaxacan old fashioned, and it's a very smoky, sweet, delicious. Get a lot of depth. A lot of times you get some really beautiful florality and some citrus notes in there. But yeah, I do mine basically like you would do a regular old fashioned. I do it with 2 ounces of either an añejo tequila or a mezcal. I do 2 dashes of orange bitters, and I do 2 dashes of like mole bitters or like chocolate bitters.
Yummy.
And then I do a bar spoon of agave, and you stir it up like you would an old fashioned. I usually serve mine neat, but you could always do it over a big cube with a really beautiful like orange, just a little bit of orange on top, and run it around the middle of the rim, or flame it if you want to do that.
Ooh, I like the flaming it.
Lori knows how to make big ice cubes too.
I do. I have the recipe for that if anybody needs it.
She does have big cubes.
I'll drop it on the Facebook.
Wait, I have a question, and I'm serious about this.
Before
So,
I forget,
okay.
I was going to ask her before I forget. Do you know how to make toast? Will you send me that recipe when you're finished?
Really, Courtney, you too. Et tu, Courtney, et tu. Yes, I have that recipe. I'll be more than happy to share it. Would you like the cinnamon version or the straight up?
No,
Sugar.
don't get too fancy.
She likes it with the lines down the middle.
She said, don't get too fancy.
Well, I like a fancy girl. So I'm really serious about this question. Now, agave
Now
syrup
you're
is
serious?
so popular.
Yeah.
Are the tequila companies fighting over the agave? And then how does it go from agave syrup, which is just a sweetener, to making tequila? Because it's the same
That's a
plant.
good question.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. That is a really good question.
Thank you very much.
All right, you got one.
She'll be here all week.
In a year and a half, she got one.
That was actually one of the issues when we were talking about tip earlier.
Yeah.
Because there were so many people that were saying we're going to be harvesting this for agave nectar, when in actuality they were harvesting the agave too early and using it in their product. So essentially, you're looking at, in order to get a good product from your agave, you're looking at the heart, which is called the piña. The piña is essentially harvested once it reaches its maximum sugar capacity. Once it reaches the maximum sugar capacity, that's when they're going to harvest it. They're going to make distillate from it because you have to go through the fermentation process. You want that really good, sweet, sticky stuff to the booze that makes it.
I think that's a song, Sticky Sweet.
I think so too. And piña, as in piña colada, is it the same piña?
No.
It's just basically
It's a different drink.
like pineapple.
Oh, gotcha.
So piña is just for pineapple. It's what it looks like.
Understood.
The heart of the agave. Once the humidors go and they cut all of the actual. Oh crap! I just lost my word. But the
product away.
All of the leaves.
Yeah.
All of the leaves off. I mean, and they use the leaves for things as well. But as far as the production of agave syrup, I'm not quite sure how they do that.
So my next question is, these families that have been harvesting and growing this agave plant for all these years, they were saying earlier about its spirits and its magical. So tell us a little bit about that, so we hear a little bit more about the plant and what makes it so special and sacred.
So like I said, it was kind of, it's considered given. It was given by the gods to soothe the heartache of this man who lost this mortal who lost his true love, who so happened to be a goddess.
And how did he lose her?
I mean, she was killed in battle. So the story goes, her grandmother, who was basically this evil goddess, Kitchamiddle, she was up in the sky, and she would hoard light, and this warrior Quetzalcoatl decided that he was tired of the only way that she would give them light is by human sacrifice, and so they kind of got to the point he was tired of that, so he flew up to the sky to defeat her, but instead he ran into her granddaughter who she'd been keeping prisoner. Her name was Maya Yule, and she was a fertility goddess, and as soon as he saw her, he fell in love with her, and he stole her away, and they escaped down to Earth, and they hid from her by growing as trees next to each other, so that every time the wind would blow, their leaves could touch. He discovered them, and in the battle, she was killed, and he would go back to where he buried her, and he would cry for her, and the gods saw this pain, and in order to ease his pain, when his teardrop fell and hit the earth, it grew into an agave plant, and the agave nectar was to give him reprieve from the pain of his lost love.
That is so beautiful.
That is a beautiful story. I love that. How do you know all this stuff?
That's how tequila became.
So, like I said, when it's romantic and all of you can if you think about that culture, like the Mexican culture specifically, and like around this, it's such a beautiful familial, deep-rooted thing, and then you can understand why it would be after hearing something like that, and you can understand also why, from the beginning of time, which actually agave, mezcal specifically, is thought to be, or pulque was what it would be at its base form. It was considered to be the very first, form of alcohol.
Almost medicine.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it was alcohol actually was medicinal when it started. Yeah. And then it changed into something that was more entertainment, but they still use it medicinally.
It's like pulque is kind of like the agave version of beer. They realized that it fermented and it created this effect, and they used it for, a lot of religious ceremonies, and it was highly prized. go ahead.
So in the last few minutes, Courtney, I just want to, you're known as the traveling cocktailian, and you are traveling all over the States right now. Let us know where you're going, where you're going to be. I know you're coming to New York. So what are you doing on your trip?
And where to follow you.
Yeah, and how do we follow you?
So obviously I'm pretty much on all the social media. I'm also now on TikTok, which is what is really cool. I'm going to try to utilize my TikTok more while I'm traveling. I'm starting in San Diego, and I'm going up one coast and all the way over and down the other coast. And I'm currently plotting all the cities I want to go to, but it's kind of a call to anyone. I'm going to put it out there. Anyone who wants me to come through, I'm excited. I want to visit places I've never been before. And I feel like this is a really good opportunity for me to take advantage of where we're at in our current industry, and I get a chance to kind of see the way things are being reopened and what direction we're moving in, and get to see and meet new people. And I'm super excited.
Can't wait. You are definitely invited out here. I look forward to having you out here in August.
Yeah.
Oh,
and thank you so much for being on today. As always, Courtney, we're going to invite you back to the N2 Club. And Linda Marie, last thoughts real quick.
It was so wonderful to meet you. Good luck and be safe and have a fun time.
Vince, last words?
Absolutely.
Enjoy every minute. What a great way to see the country. I think it's a terrific idea. Safe travels.
Thank you again. This is Courtney Boom Crockett. She's the traveling cocktailian, traveling all over the United States, which is really great, and helping us keep informed about our favorite pastime, all of us on N2, our favorite pastime of drinking. In the meantime, thank you all for joining us, and friendship, yes, joining us on Healthy Lifestyle with Lori Anne. I am Lori Anne, and I'm always pleased to be here with my good friends, Linda Marie Paul, who has this beautiful Events by Linda Marie. And of course, Vince Perrotta. I can't thank you enough. It's always good. Thank you for the Svuyatel, for bringing that. That's a little off of our Mexican type, Spanish type, Cinco de Mayo's type tequila thing, but it still works for us because we're all Italian.
She's making it work.
I am. I make everything work. That's what you do. But thank you all again for joining us on Healthy Lifestyle with Lori Anne. I am Lori Anne Casdia.
Lori Anne.
Until next time, I love that. Keep doing that. Play a higher role, serve a higher purpose, show up for you, and show up big. Where's my tiara?
Darn, you left it home again. Where's the security guard? He didn't make it.